Welcome to Inside the Nation podcast. I'm your host, Eric Thoreau.
Tom Jones.
And on this week's episode, we are delighted to be joined by one of the regular Ninth Man members of Arizona's Ninth Man, Gary Royall, and also Hall of Famer of the Orlando Predators and San Jose SaberCats, Barry Wagner.
It's going to be a great show. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll start off with Gary and see what we have to say.
We want to welcome Gary Royall from Arizona's Ninth Man on our podcast Inside the Nation this week. We thank you for taking time out of your busy day and probably salvaging you from the AZ heat there. So we want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You got my co-host here, Tom Jones. He's been to a couple of Rattler games in the past years, and you guys probably come across each other and just didn't realize it, but he's my co-host. He helps me out here, with the Ninth Man Nation. He does other, gigs that we do here too, and try to spread the brand of the AFL and all that stuff with us. So basically, Gary, we're just gonna, I don't know if you've noticed about Ninth Man Nation now that we've had a little bit of conversation that I like to try to spread the word of the league, and I could get so many people from players from the past to current or future or whatever, and league officials and all that stuff that are with teams or leagues to come on the show like I've had and, spread the word and have conversations about their individual experiences with the Arena League and getting involved. That could do so good to, push the league. But I truly believe it comes better from the fan, because the fan has their experience, they're involved, and they show how it gets involved, and it could be more relatable and more personable and for an outside comer coming on. So what we want to ask you is, first of all, how did you even know the Arena Football League before the Arizona Rattlers? But how did you know the Arena Football League even existed?
Let's see. Wow. Actually, my current wife introduced me to it back in '97.
Wow.
Okay.
So you were there during the right time.
Yeah, my first game was the Arena Bowl in '97. And she told me about this football game that's played indoors. I said, "What are you talking about?" And so my first game was the Arena Bowl in '97. And then, we went to games here and there sporadically throughout the next few years, and then became season ticket holders since probably 2000, maybe, give or take.
Yeah.
But it was quite the experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you basically, your first experience AFL-wise anyways was going to the Arena Bowl there. I guess it was against Iowa Barnstormers.
Correct.
And, of course, it was a victorious, effort
Correct.
with the Rattlers, so that encouraged you a little bit more to, participate in going to more games in the future. If it was maybe a losing effect, it might not have had such an eventful information on you or an influence on you.
I think even if we would have lost, I would have probably still went back.
Yeah.
Just the excitement, the energy, just everything going on all at once. You have to be there to see it.
Yeah.
So how about the NFL? You've been to Cardinals games before?
One or two. I think two at the most. I prefer to watch them on my big screen.
Yeah.
They're not as entertaining. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Cardinals. I love all Arizona. Born and raised.
Yeah.
But as far as going to the game, I prefer to stay home and watch it.
Yeah, so then also the cost factor, it comes into play. Like you said, it was your wife that introduced you to the AZ Rattlers. And so she probably did that knowing that the cost is not that expensive. It was vice versa. If she was introducing you to the NFL game, it would probably been not as, influential as far as you becoming as committed as you are now with the Rattlers.
Yeah, here you go. Here's a Super Bowl. You want to go? Yeah, sure. We'll go to the Super Bowl. How much are these tickets? 3,000.
Yeah, and you're probably the second row from the rafters.
Right.
So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Though the cost to go to arena football, can't beat it. I mean, you're there with friends. You make friends. And the players, coaches, cheerleaders.
Yeah.
If you go to a NFL game, are they going to take time out of their schedule and say, "Hey, how you doing?" You just won't see that.
Yeah, because the NFL is too corporate and everything's basically scripted, as you could say. They go, they play their game. After the game, they'll probably sit down and have like their little midfield meetings they do and prayers and all that stuff, just like what they do in the NFL. But after that, they're off to the locker room to shower, dress, and they have press conferences because they have to please the media because it's part of the corporate relations and all that stuff. There's no true real fan interaction that is at the free will of the individual player or the team that as you have with the Arena Football League.
Sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I said, I've only been to a couple NFL games, so I can't really say it's neither here nor there. But as far as the Arena Football, I mean, it just doesn't get any better. It just doesn't get any better. Where can you take your family to go spend 3 hours? It's even better than the MLB. I mean, I'll fall asleep at a baseball game, so I won't go to that either.
Hey, I don't know if I told you this back when I was out there for the game I covered against the Kiss and the Rattlers, that I had season tickets for the first year the Levi's Stadium out here opened up. And Levi's, of course, is like 10 minutes from my house, basically down the street from my house. And I just took our light rail system out here, and it took me 20 minutes to get there. It took me a little bit longer to get back because they made more stops with the trains being more filled because game. But I sat with Tom, and I was, falling asleep. I was telling him, dude, this is just slow. I want the arena game back, And even though it was just preseason, I still went to the home opener that we had on a Sunday night. I thought that would be a little more, extravaganza and more high paced. It's not, so I sold my season tickets. I just got rid of them, with the NFL. And I'm all about the Arena Football League. That's why I want to interact with the fans and bringing the fans in. I know you're a diehard from social media, especially on Facebook at least. I see you post all these, pictures that you take from your seat, of the games, and you take great pictures. And that's just an experience that, that they need to get out there, to really expose the league. And coming from a fan, I think that's the biggest voice of the free promotion that any kind of sport entity can have, from having the fans and having such a great relationship.
Oh, I appreciate that. Some of my pictures aren't all that great, but sometimes I feel like I'm bugging people. But hey, that's what Facebook's for.
Do you do a lot of activities for the Arena Football outside of just going to a game? Being a fan, or do you get just your complete experience just on game day?
No, I mean, in fact, inside the Rattlers,
there you go.
On Twitter, they have a coaches show every Wednesday at Marley's in Chandler. So they'll have a coach, a couple players, ask questions. I'll go down there once every week. And in fact, tonight they have a call-in show. So. And there's, the barbecue and all the other good stuff that they give you for being a season ticket holder.
Yeah, I noticed that you posted on your Facebook that there is that call-in show tonight at 8 o'clock to talk to the coach. Also, I've noticed that. Do you ever go to the what's called the fan fests they have prior to the seasons?
Yeah, I've been to a few of those. It's an introduction for new fans, pretty much, to get to meet the players, the new, whoever's new coming out, and they socialize. And FanFest is a good opportunity to get out there and say hello. And
now, so you've had a perspective that's maybe unique from other fans. You've been going for a while, and I know the diehards. You and the diehards have been there for a while, but. You got this new generation of kids coming up, and they know the Villas, right? And then they know the new group. But you were back in the Cedric Bonner days and stuff. When I'm sure it was a completely different team. What are your feelings today as opposed to yesterday's type of team? Two great teams, two dominant teams, two dynasty type teams, and everything. Do you see big differences between the two? You as a fan?
One of the main differences you see is the two-way players, the Shex Naders, the Cecil Doggett, the list just goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Gatewood, Cooper, Hunky Cooper. you don't see that as often in today's game as you did back then. But you still do see it occasionally. But I think that's probably the main thing I've noticed, the difference between back then and today.
Yeah, I was watching a game from past. Excuse me. I can't remember which game I was watching, but they were talking. Oh no, I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about the Rattlers and how basically you guys do have like an Ironman in Chase DeAtter. But he was sort of forced into the position of being the Mac linebacker, and he's not really comfortable or knowing to go. He sort of reacts more than he does, intuitively, because he's taken over, I think, Gary Reed's position out there, So when it comes to the necessity of needing someone to do it, players are willing to do Ironman. So do you think if the league decided to make, say, like maybe next year or maybe 2 years from now, when we have a little bit more established teams in the league, to go back to Ironman, do you think that could be a good thing for the league to go back to?
Ooh, that's a good question. Man, I mean, give it a shot. What will it hurt? It won't hurt anything.
Yeah.
Chase DeAtter a few weeks back was kicking, playing jack, wide receiver. We had a bunch of injuries, so he like you say, he was able to step in and play different positions. As far as the next year or so, who knows? I wish I had an answer.
So over the years, I'm sure you have quite a bit of experiences. Anything that kind of stands out that you might make interesting, for people who are listening?
The only thing that really stood out to me as being a new fan back, I couldn't tell you what year it was. Me and the wife were walking back to our car, and it was actually cold and rainy in Arizona, all right? And as we're walking, we hear this truck pull up, and the window comes down and says, "You guys need a lift." I was like, oh, God, here we go. We're in downtown Phoenix. We looked over, and it was Hunky Cooper.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, we'll take a ride. So he actually gave us a ride to our car.
Oh, nice.
That's something that I'll never forget.
And that's one thing about the Arena Football League is the AFL legally and technically stands for Arena Football League, but as us fans and come to know, we could call it either the All Fun League or the Arena Family League, because after a little bit of time of only going to these games, you build such a relationship not only with the other fans but with the players and coaches and the dance team members that it feels like it's one big old family, and therefore that's why we have this media outlet that I've started with called Ninth Man Nation, because we're all one happy family and it's a ninth man. Now, with that said, going with your experiences that you've had over the years of going to the games, have you gone to any of the Rattlers road games?
Oh yeah, we try to go to at least one new road trip a year. This year it was Philly. You just meet some great people. I was in Stockton for the Arena Bowl last year. Cleveland. I've been to a bunch, but we just try to go to a new place every year. A couple of weeks I'm going to LA for the KISS game.
Okay. Yeah, so you're taking that bus trip out to Anaheim?
No, I want to do a bus trip.
Oh, so you're flying. You want to get in and out, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think they're having a bus for that game because it's on a Sunday.
Okay, because I saw some information on Facebook about people trying to tally up for a bus trip out there. So with all your experiences that you've had, both at the home games with Rattlers and some on the road trips with the Rattlers, what can you say to welcome fans coming in at the Washington D.C. Our Nation Capitals for the AFL Washington team out there and the Verizon Center? What can you say, and how can you welcome into the league?
If you haven't experienced arena football, be prepared. You're going to love it. It's fast-paced, high-scoring, nonstop action, and get season tickets right away.
Yeah, and I know they're saying like $25 deposits will give you a season tickets out there. And I think the cheapest season ticket is $50 for the Verizon Center. So, and they've already laid down the field, and the speculation is the field that they laid down to show how it may look like in the Verizon Center was the Pittsburgh Powers field. So, with the little scam that came a few weeks ago about Pittsburgh returning, that's not going to happen. So Washington's the only team next year that's going to take the field that's new. You have anything else to say?
Well, I could just, you mean to add to what you're talking about? It's like there's so many people, as you know, and I'm sure you run into this as well. You're going to the game, maybe you guys go to like a bar outside of the arena there, and people are looking like, oh, what are you guys dressed as, and stuff. And even probably today, as old as the Arizona's team has been there, as long as it's been there, you probably still run into people that have never heard of it. And I all the time run into people like that myself. And it's just, you know what, you can't see it on TV. You got to go to the game and you got to experience it. And when you do, you're going to notice that these larger than life gladiators that you are kept from in the outdoor game, you better watch out, because if you're texting, you're going to get a ball right in the face.
Yeah. It's unfortunate you still do hear that. Like, what is the Rattlers? Who are they? I think we got more news media coverage. Maybe more people would know about them, but it is what it is. But yeah, you tell people there's no out of bounds. You got dasher boards. Everything's half the distance of a NFL no fun league game.
Oh, right there, he said, I like that.
The kicking's everything's half. So
it's like everything's half, but the fun is like twice the amount.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and we want to let you know what kind of interaction do you see with the Rattlers there with the fans, that whether you may be aware of, or what do you think they could do to improve the interaction to get involved in the community as far as for more public awareness to it?
Wow, I'm not really sure. I mean, I know they do a lot of charity events for hospitals and children, and they do get out there and promote and do food drives, blood drives, a little bit of everything. But I don't know what else. I don't know what else they could do.
So the big history that the SaberCats and Rattlers had.
He's bringing this up.
So now that the SaberCats are non-existent, what other team do you see coming in to kind of take the SaberCats spot as far as like a big competitor and a big rival to Arizona?
Philly's really tough. And tomorrow night's game is going to be huge. Orlando's playing good. Jacksonville will probably be, coming up. So I don't know. I would have to say right now, I'd have to say Philly. And they got a pretty loaded team.
Yeah, you would think it would be Philly just from the aspect of a league-wide rivalry, but I think more regionally, because that's what the SaberCats and Rattlers were, just like it's Tampa and Orlando on the war on I-4. I think you guys got the interstate rivalry with Anaheim and the Rattlers going there, and that could be your new rivals right down there until the SaberCats come back.
Yeah, and that was. A lot of people on Facebook is saying, well, I'm glad San Jose's gone. But there's also a lot of people that wish they were still in the league, because just the rivalry itself is, you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Yeah. And sometimes the rivalries of teams can help promote the league more than anything, just in an individual game. So I know you guys do a lot of things with the Rattlers after the game. I know they do their little 25, 30-minute long league mandated, signing of the autographs. You guys put tables out in the field and all that stuff around the perimeter of the dasher boards. And you guys go to Bob Marley's, restaurant there, where I saw you there hanging out, relaxing, having a couple of cold glasses of water, we'll say, because it was a hot night,
Yeah.
So, but basically, is that one way, that a lot of teams are good for the Arena Football League, is just to have a more of a casual relaxing place to meet with the fans?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, LA has Tilted Kilt out in Orange County.
Yeah. Been there many times.
Yeah. And we have Marley's, who's a sponsor, so we try to support our sponsors. Hard Rock, we go there before the game because they're a sponsor. So we try to support our sponsors, and watch parties, we'll go to another sponsor, Half Moon.
Yeah. I remember the times when I was traveling, for the SaberCats coming to Arizona to play the Rattlers. It started out with a little bit more of a bigger group than falling apart to being just me. But we would go to the Hard Rock Cafe across the street, and I talked to the manager. And this is a time where I guess a lot of the Rattler fans didn't really go in there. There's some, and then after the game, we would go back after the game, and there was like hardly nobody there. And he talked to me. He wanted to know what he could do. I said, well, call the Rattlers, call the arena, and talk about making some kind of sponsorship deal, because the Hard Rock there is a great place for the fans to meet up prior to the game. And then, of course, going to Marley's, which is just right behind the Hard Rock, about another block and a half away, and on 2nd and Washington there, and go to Marley's. And when I was there for the brief time, before I had the little interview I did with John and Michelle Staples there, and Guy interrupting it a couple of times, it's a great place. You guys got great places there right by the arena, plenty of parking, and it's not that expensive. Well, Arizona in general is not that expensive out there, but, as compared to here in San Jose. But, it's just a great situation that the Rattlers have there, and I wish they could get, more involved as far as for media recognition and just standard news. And, I know they're going to be on national TV, which it's going to be great with Ari Wolf coming back there and seeing you guys on ESPN2 tomorrow night. Or tonight as we're releasing this, so the game will be going on already. So we want to thank you, and, I know you guys, you told me that you weren't really into this tech stuff, and, and then why, of all people, to talk to you. Well, you're a fan, and you've been a fan for many years. I've seen you and met with you a few times over the years, and I know you're one of the treasures of the Arena Football League as far as from the fan standpoint. And it's just nice to get the fans a voice and a recognition that we deserve, as fans, to help promote this league that we love so much and be the true voice of the league to help it grow. So we thank you, Gary.
Yeah, I have another question, Gary.
Go ahead.
Half of it's jealousy and sarcasm, and the other half is I'm actually serious. But having the Arena Bowl, with your team 3 years in a row, would you say, like, maybe after the second year, maybe after the third year in a row, did you find a little routine? Did it kind of lose its pizzazz?
No. Not at all. Not at all.
As he says that with a smile on his face.
No, not at all. But I will have to say this. We need to have an Arena Bowl in Arizona. I need to save a few bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Orlando, New Orleans was a blast. Stockton was fun. They're all fun.
Yeah, I actually went. I took my son years ago. I think it was 2004. What was it?
2004 was
2004 was in Arizona.
Arizona
SaberCats.
SaberCats.
So we jumped in a plane, flew over, and it was pretty intimidating. My son was maybe 12 or 10 or something and everything. So it was pretty intimidating. But I think they held back a little when they saw the SaberCat fans coming in. That's when that was during the day where it was just the rival was like the top of the level, right? It couldn't get any. It's like you hate to love them and you love to hate them, kind of one of those situations.
Exactly.
But I just remember it's like, the easy thing to do is whenever your rival, whenever an opposing team member goes down, you're all good. At least we don't have to, put up with that person and everything. But at the same time, you're all, you know what? If we're going to beat them, we want to play the best. It's like you want to have your best team out there playing the best team, to kind of give it that much more of oomph,
Yeah, definitely. You obviously never want to see anybody get hurt, no matter what team they're on. In fact, I think your old quarterback with LA just recently got hurt in Arizona.
Yeah, Nathan Stanley. I think one of the players, the Rattler players, was trying to block for Chase Dieter's touchdown return, and he took a knee in the head.
Yeah. Okay. So he was down for a while. It's scary. I saw Marquis White when he was in Spokane going into the dasher board because I was at that game.
Yeah, we won't give a hint that we might have Marquis White on the podcast in the coming weeks.
Oh, good.
So nothing's confirmed, but we'll try to get him out because he's one of the signature players in the league. So
Yeah.
One last question that we were talking about the Arena Bowl. From a whether it be a personal or whether it be a Rattler fan perspective, what would you prefer to have? Whether the Rattlers host the Arena Bowl or not, what would you rather see? Home field host the Arena Bowl or a neutral site Arena Bowl?
I wouldn't mind a neutral site as long as we had like a week bye in between, not the next weekend.
Yeah.
If you got enough time to plan in between a neutral site, then
that's what they're going to do this year. They have a week bye between the conference championship and the Arena Bowl, and there's actually talks that because Philadelphia is having issues. If Philadelphia was to host the first round playoff game, they couldn't do it at Wells Fargo this year because their arena there would not be ready from the conventions that they're having from the. So it's very political over there, as you can say, because of the Democratic Party over there. So they don't even know where they would host it. And rumors saying that they could probably move it down to, possibly if having the neutral site this year, moving at Verizon Center in Washington, and that could be a good way to welcome the fans there into their team and what they can expect as far as for action-wise next year.
That'd be a great idea. That'd be a great idea if they can't play at Wells Fargo. I think that'd be brilliant.
Of course, It doesn't hurt getting a reason to go to New Orleans.
Well, they don't have a team now, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Hey, just host it there. They don't have to have a team; just host it there.
Yeah, that could be neutral to me.
Oh yeah, that was great. Those were great games. Both him and I went.
I went to 2008 when Philly won their first, or whatever happened with that game. So, we want to thank you, Gary, once again. Everybody can recognize Gary. He sits near the field on the opposite side of the field from the media side, actually camera angle side, and he's hidden by the cameras. So he's you're about 25-yard line.
Yeah. You'll see my snake pit jersey.
All right. And you guys getting all seats pretty much together when you go to LA in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I actually called a guy over there named Will Proctor, and he's got us a group rate. He says we can get a group rate if we get 10 tickets. So I bought 10 tickets and sold them all.
Oh, cool.
Nice. So we're sitting right behind the Rattlers bench in the.
Okay.
There's probably 15 of us.
Okay.
I might be there, so I'll look out for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll be there with his camera crew hanging down his neck and everything, taking pictures. He's Mr. Media now.
Yeah, I'm actually trying. I'm going to be trying this new camera here. It's a 360-degree camera, where it's completely around. So last time I got a good shot. I don't know if you saw that shot I got with that player in slow motion catching the ball and everything. I just have to be lucky in the right spot, the right time. But when a techie guy gets a hold of this to give this an opportunity to, take it to a game to see what it can do, you might see me fumbling with this thing. We'll see what happens.
You'll have to hook me up on your connections to get out there and take pictures.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, Gary, we want to thank you. Of course, the game is going on right now as we are hosting this podcast, but we're recording this a day in advance of the big game. Get out and watch the game, and get out to restaurants as Gary.
There it is.
For some of you can't
go Rattlers, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
As you can't see this, this is because this is going to be audio only. He just flashed a white Rattlers jersey. And helmet. And he's wearing his white T-shirt with the inside the Rattlers football logo on it.
Follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, we already do. Follow everything Rattlers. And I met the guy that does the social media for the Rattlers. He works at the Marriott Courtyard in North Phoenix, where the visiting team stays.
Oh, okay.
So I think his name is Scott.
Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, Brian? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does the show with the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Him and Brian.
Yeah. So, all right, well, thanks, Gary.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It's good seeing you.
We'll see you guys again. We'll see you again soon. Hopefully, maybe the Rattlers will host the Arena Bowl this year, so that way we can save money of flying from San Jose to just Sky Harbor, and it'll be easy for us instead of flying all the way to the East Coast.
Road trip.
All right, sounds good.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
All right, cool. Thanks, Gary. Thanks again for being on the show on Inside the Nation. and continue efforts. We wanted to first, interview Gary to get the fans' perspective, but now we're transitioning into the all-time AFL great, Barry Wagner.
We want to welcome Barry Wagner, the Hall of Famer, all-time great wide receiver Iron Man from the Orlando Predator days and the San Jose SaberCat days to Inside the Nation podcast. I'm Eric Thoreau.
Tom Jones.
And we welcome you, Barry.
How you doing, Barry?
I'm good. How you guys doing? I appreciate you having me on today.
We're doing fine. We thank you for taking some time out on your Friday to join us. Basically, we wanted you to go back. We know that you have like a storied, a career with the Arena Football League, being with both two storied franchises in the Predators and the SaberCats. But let's go back and just do this chronologically and start off. How did you even, find or, discover that the Arena Football League even existed? What was your way of getting into the league?
That's a funny story. Back when I was in college, I happened to see Arena Football on late night. That's when they only showed it on ESPN, the championship game. And I happened to see Chicago, Ben Bennett, Perry Moss, playing for the Chicago Bruisers or something back in 80-something.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these dudes out there crazy, running against a wall. Man, they crazy. That's some crazy football. Yeah. Now, you got to understand, I'm a young kid now in college and saw this back in 87.
Yeah.
And that was my sophomore year. And what happened was, when I got out of school, I had some camps in Atlanta for the NFL, Canada, whatever. And I don't know you guys familiar with this, but they used to have a league that was trying to come out called Spring Football League.
Yeah.
I was drafted by the New England Blitz.
Okay.
And before it got jumped off, it folded. Right in March, I think in March, it folded. They ran out of money. So these guys that I was going against played in arena football. I guess older guys were trying to get shot. They still thought they had a little juice. And Carl Aiken, Rock Moore. I never knew Rock then, but he was out there on a different team. And this guy asked me, man, you should try for arena football. And I said, man, I would do anything. Long story short, I was sitting in Atlanta with my brother training, getting ready to try for the Falcons that summer. I get a call from Perry Moss, the head coach from Orlando, on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And say heard some things about me, and he want to bring me in. I said, well, Coach, I ain't worked out in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try for the Falcons this summer. They're like, just come down, let me see what you're working with. We get a couple of weeks to work out. Ended up meeting Ben Bennett, Herky Wall, right there that first day, worked out with him. My first scrimmage, I had like 3 catches, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns, had an interception. I mean, that's a scrimmage.
Yeah.
My first time ever scrimmage, we were scrimmaging outside. First preseason game, I was backing up Carl Aiken. But first preseason game, I balling. A couple touchdowns, interception, forced fumble, and Coach Moss said, yeah, he don't have to put me in the starting lineup.
Natural.
And that's how it started.
Wow. Yeah, that's great, man. You're balling right off the start. That's a great thing.
So was so I know that you were trying out for some NFL teams, Chicago Bears, those days. During that time, how were you able to kind of determine or pick which direction you wanted to go? Because you're going indoor, you're going outdoor. I'd imagine it'd be kind of difficult, to kind of figure out what you want to play. So was there any challenge during that time to where you were just really kind of holding out on the Arena League just because of you had been playing outdoor football all your life?
No. My older brother Andre, asked me a question one day because I was unhappy, in NFL, even with Chicago and Indianapolis. I left the NFL. The NFL didn't cut me. I was released by Chicago, but Indianapolis, I just wasn't happy. My brother asked me a question. He said, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond?
Wow.
And I called my mom and said, Mom, will you be mad if I didn't play in the NFL? And she said, baby, what would make you happy? I just wasn't happy, with the NFL. I could play in the NFL. That wasn't no problem. I just wasn't happy not getting the opportunity to show these guys what I really could do.
Yeah.
When you're a free agent, come from a small school, and they draft these big name guys that put all that, and you better than them, and then they get you the opportunity. It frustrates you a little bit. I'm got a book. I'm probably gonna do a book about this, about my life, and how successful going from, want to be on top but end up being better. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And if you come out with that book, we'll help you out.
I left the NFL in '95. It was like arena where I wanted to do. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I felt like that was home for me. I was loved by the fans. Everybody embraced me, and look at me now.
Yeah.
The greatest. So, in the NFL, I might not have got the opportunity to showcase what I really could do.
Yeah, and you're the GOAT in the AFL. So we want to say, so how was your transition going from, your years in college and trying out with the different outdoor games, sports, whether it be NFL or that spring league that tried out, and then making the transition to this much more confined field of the indoor game? How was your transition through that and learning experience?
Oh man, y'all finna trip out about this one. I was recruited as a safety out of high school.
Yeah,
not a receiver. I played both ways in high school. I recruited and I practiced both ways in college. My freshman year, I was playing offense and defense. I was going offense in the morning, defense in the evening. And my defense coordinator was at the time with Bronski Town at Alabama A&M, and he suggested that I stay on the offensive side because their defense was, I was going to play, but not, play as much because they had the number one defense the last few years. I'm talking about number one defense in the country the last few years.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys were coming back, and the offensive side was struggling because the receiver corps, a lot of them couldn't come back because of their grades. So transition from arena was easy because I've been playing, both ways all my life. So it wasn't nothing new. It wasn't like I played just receiver in high school and that's all I knew. I mean, I played receiver. I played linebacker in high school. I played defensive line one time, and I played safety and corner.
On the
offensive side, I played tight end, quarterback, and receiver.
Wow.
So I was the third string quarterback in the arena. I was a backup in case everybody went down. I was an emergency kicker in the arena.
Yeah. You ever do?
I just did it all. I learned the more you do, the more you do on the team, the better chance you have making the team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, going from living in Alabama, that's where you grew up, by the way. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Greensboro, Alabama.
And then, of course, you play college football in Alabama.
Yes, sir.
So was that? I'm taking it that's probably not an accident. It sounds like family is very important to you, so it gave you the ability and the opportunity to kind of, play for family there. Is that one of was that one of your decisions when figuring out who to play for?
Well, the thing is, I recruited highly out of high school, but different schools. But unfortunately, my uncles, I had uncles, aunt, cousins, and my older brother were going to A&M at the time. So it was a destiny. It was it was planned from birth probably. When my uncle was in school, he played with John Stallworth, and he was telling me the story about him and John, and I was like, yeah, right. You played with him. I'm watching Stallworth on TV as a young boy. And he's like, yeah, I played with him. I said, whatever. And when I signed with A&M, the reason I signed with A&M because all the university sent me their scholarship, their letter intent, which one of the word, to sign to the college. And I didn't know where I wanted to go. I got home later on that night. I had 7 or 8 coaches from Alabama A&M at my door to sign me, and that let me know this university really want me because they send their coaching staff to my house to sign me. They just send me no letter. They sit at a table. They actually was in my front room to get me, and they really wanted me, and that's why I ended up going. And right now, to this day, I'm proud to say I am an Alabama A&M Bulldog.
Awesome.
Yeah, so making it the transition to Bulldogs to Predators, how was your experience with the fans? You're used to a certain way on how fans are in the outdoor game, but now being with the fans being right on top of you because of the smaller arena they have there in Orlando, how was your feeling with the fan experience there in O-Town?
Well, y'all got to understand now, playing in front of 60,000 in college before to 17, 15,000 right in your face, it was amazing. I mean, it was just. I just wish arena football can go back and experience what the guys experienced when we experienced of playing both ways of the game. They got away from that, and I'm really not happy with it. It's just unfortunate that the true fans are still around. A lot of people that I know here in Orlando didn't think the Predators were still going, because they don't hear a lot about it. But like I say, you got to get in the community and get these people to understand they still here. But without the two-way game, these records that everybody's saying they've been breaking and everything now, it doesn't even – it's like, what records are you breaking? I mean, you playing one way. I mean, We did this both ways, me and Hunky Cooper and them. We did this on both sides of the ball, me and Gatewood and them, and Jane Barons and Sam Hernandez. We did this going both ways. So it's not the same game. It's just a regular indoor league to me. I can't call arena football because it's not the same.
And, like in the past, us being fans since the 90s and, season ticket holders in San Jose, you'd always hear, well, don't take anything away from like the greats like Jerry Rice and some of these other guys, but you put them in an arena, that they're not going to automatically go from where they are to excel. So it takes a particular kind of athlete. So what's good about the situation with you growing up and everything, playing both ways, doing that college, everything, that actually prepared you. It's almost like what you were saying earlier. You were born to play. Where you play college, you were born to play in the Arena Football League, and that says a lot because it's not so much money and business and all this and everything and stuff, which the NFL it's so impersonal and it's just a money making machine. But it's like it must be very gratifying for you to be so successful in Orlando, and Orlando's not very far from you, right? So you still had family members that can come over and visit and watch you actually play.
Yeah, from Alabama. Yeah, it was good. I mean, my family went on about 7 to 8 hours, and they come and supported me, and that was a great feeling. But I had a week in for my family to come to San Jose also. I always had fly my brother and them out there, my cousins, my best friend from Hawaii come. Everybody came I had them come once a year to San Jose, the last game of the season, every year for 7 years.
Wow.
So I had family out there too. My uncle lived out in San Jose, Chester Ryan. He's in San Jose. So I had a little family. I had family out there. So I really wasn't, homesick because I had somebody out there already.
Now, comparing the two organizations, San Jose and Orlando, which are top of their game. I mean, they're a class act. Did you see any big differences? Just the whole philosophy going from Orlando to San Jose?
Well, the only thing is, being in Orlando, I was basically it. I was the man. I was the go-to man. I was, I was 6-time MVP of the league, basically Iron Man. I was the man. The thing about it, coming to San Jose took a lot of pressure off me. I didn't have to be the man. I had a lot more help. Over the years, I didn't have to catch 80 to 90 balls or 1,000-some yards or have 50, 60 touchdowns. I didn't have to do that anymore. That's why I think I lasted a little bit longer than a lot of people expected because, in Orlando, I played all the time. Yeah. Coach wanted me all the time. San Jose, I got a chance to, they needed me in certain things. I did do that. But, I feel like San Jose gave me a better opportunity to just play and don't worry about trying to be the man. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
So from the coaching styles, how would you compare the coaching styles from the head coach in O-Town to San Jose and being under Darren Arbett's, coaching ways?
Well, Coach Moss, man, God rest his soul, can't nobody take his place. It doesn't matter who coached me, and can nobody ever take his place.
Yeah.
So I can't compare those two because Coach Moss, made me who I was, gave me the opportunity and let the world saw what I could do. So I can't compare those coaches because can nobody ever take his place. I don't care how many championships I won with other teams, I don't care what I did with other teams, can nobody ever take his place.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have taught you the experience that you did to make it to where even the SaberCats were even interested in having to come aboard to the team and playing and continue your career as long as you did with the SaberCats. So, it's a great thing to be under a tutelage of a great guy like Coach Moss. So, how was the transition though from the fans experience wise, going from the Orlando's ninth man to San Jose's ninth man? What you think about that?
Oh man, it's like night and day. Well, it depends. The Orlando fan back in the day, it was amazing. San Jose is awesome, but I can't. It's hard to compare those two. Because those fans in Orlando are still going strong, and I just feel bad for San Jose not having a team, and the fans don't have, it's not there anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to compare.
Yeah, we're trying to grasp.
With the fan.
We're doing the show here, and just because we just can't get away from the game. I mean, it's in our blood now, and it's it's a shame that we don't have a team in San Jose, but. What we're doing is we're trying to promote the league because, there's some people that think, okay, well, when they see the walls falling, get out of the way. And, our attitude, like a lot of others is if the league is starting to struggle and everything, come on, help me. It's a disaster. Let's put these walls up. Let's put some support on that and everything. So, out of the passion and our love for it, we find ourselves here talking to people like you and reminiscing on the days. But I could imagine, just get back to you with your Orlando, I could imagine just Florida's a great state for football. I mean, you got silver NFL teams, and then you have plenty of fans left over for the indoor war. So I could just imagine just the Tampa Bay, Orlando games that you guys had, just that rivalry just right down the freeway.
Oh yeah, it was it was amazing. That rivalry was I mean, it was tough. It was tough. It was brutal. I mean, they might have hated me just like Arizona and San Jose rivalry. They might have hated me on the field, but they loved me as a person.
Yeah.
So it was no love lost. My guy out in Arizona, wife is struggling with cancer right now. Stably, I guess you know him, right? John.
Okay.
You heard about that, right?
No, we had, John Staples, yeah, Michelle, yeah. We had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, they might not have liked me, but when I play against, but they love me. You know what I'm saying, as a player. And, I call his wife personally.
That's awesome.
Let her know I was praying for her.
Yeah.
That's how much I am to the fans. People that I grew to admire and love over the years I played. The Orlando fans, I mean, true, Loa. I got people here like Nancy Moore, Steve Morris, and other people that are amazing. When I say amazing, they're amazing. From the time I met them to now. Still treat me like I'm still playing. And that's what I'm talking about, the love they showed me when I walk into the arena when I do go. It's just amazing. Nothing changed.
Yeah,
San Jose fan with the ownership of the Fries family, amazing, incredible what they did the last 20 years. It was just incredible.
Yeah, it was always good to see you come in whenever somebody was being honored for, the Hall of Fame or, when they had appreciation days from players of the past and everything. It's always good to see you before the game at the pregame down in the club area, and then on the field, and in the stands and everything and stuff. So that was special. It's like we felt like there was more people going to go to that game when they knew, Wags was back in the in the building. So we really appreciate the service that you've done over the years. In the short amount of time that you were in San Jose, based on your whole career, it's just we were blessed to have you there and stuff. And the fans, we loved you. You're like family to us. And then it sounds like we're family to you as well. Where you just look at everybody that you've seen in the stands and stuff. It's like we're just one big family. So that's got to be good to, even after all these years, to really still feel like you're still playing out there.
Yeah, but I love the city. I love the city of San Jose. I mean, it was just amazing how they embraced me when I got there. I'm happy that I got an opportunity to win the championship for them. I'm grateful for the Fries taking a chance on me to better their team, put me I was a piece of a puzzle that they were putting together over the years, and it worked out. The puzzle came together in 2002, 4, and 7 for them, and last year. But, I just hope they get it together and give y'all some more football. San Jose really need it. I mean, I know the Bay got 49ers and Raiders, but they're not compared to arena football.
Yeah, and that's what we like to hear, that, a lot of the fans that I come across to, whether it be here in the area or, when I go out and visit other teams, like in Arizona or in Anaheim for the LA Kiss, I talk to people who work at restaurants that are like right next door to the arena. A lot of them don't even know about the arena football teams. They don't know really much, and they don't really, pay honor as being a legitimate sport. And I'd say you got to talk to some of these players out there, whether it be from tonight, this year's, going single way, or from the past going Ironman, and they'll show you that they do put their heart out, and they don't earn all these millions of dollars. So they're true, more genuine fans and lovers of the game of football. So, that's why we try to promote it here, and having like you come on and other players that we've had come on, like James Hunden and, Russ Mikna, to come on and share experiences of the game, because I think that could be the ultimate way to help promote this league that we love.
Yeah, it's amazing that, like I said earlier, these records that everybody's breaking. Could you imagine me just playing offense? Could you imagine the numbers I would have had if I just played offense?
They would have to build a second arena for you to keep all those numbers intact.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not too happy that they kept the stats like they doing now, just saying these guys, because if this not, to me, the arena league is not the arena league without it being. The reason I play arena football because it was unique.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
You got a receiver trying to play DB, you got a DB trying to play receiver, got a lineman trying to play offensive defense, you got linebacker trying to rush and cover. It was amazing. Now it's just a regular indoor league. They got a bunch of indoor leagues. A bunch of indoor leagues. And I heard some friends of mine say they got an arena team and da-da-da. I'm like, no, that's an indoor league. And now arenas, to me, it's just an indoor league. It's just one guy, you're playing one way. You can come out, go in when you want to. That's not the way arena football, the founder, James Foster, saw. That wasn't the vision he had.
Yeah.
And then Elway came in and changed it and got out, and it's been going downhill since, to me, in a sense.
Yeah, I'm surprised you brought up the NFL stake when the NFL ownership teams got in fact with Colorado, the Georgia Force, the Dallas Desperados. I think things did change when they came in, and it got too big for the britches, and and changing the heart and soul of the game. Probably really impacted the fans at those games, and that's probably one of the reasons why they had to restructure the off year in 2009. To try to get it back to where it's going, and slowly try to get a strong foundation back. So hopefully, with the new commissioner Butera on his second out of third-year contract, hopefully things will slowly but surely, change. The first thing to do is just get the teams back in play, and and start getting some more fan base and some more corporate sponsorships to follow the league, and bring it back to the way it was in the past years to bring it back to its glory days.
The funny thing is, when they did it, when Elway, whoever did that, the funny thing is, I went to the NFL because I could play both ways. Rashid David went because he could play both ways. Rashid David played corner for Chicago Bears when he got there. He ended up being a receiver.
Yeah.
So if you can play both ways in the league and the league see that and give you an opportunity, somebody go down in the game. I could have played safety in the league. You know what I'm saying? I could have played safety in the league. I practiced it in Chicago and Indianapolis. I picked Jim Harbaugh and all in practice, a couple of times. So it ain't like I was just stuck to playing one way. I was a good special teamer. Rashid was a good special teamer. So a lot of guys before me and after me went to the league because they can do things more than one thing. They can be on special team. You look at some of these guys can't play special teams now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can't do it.
It's just a different game.
Different game than it was before.
Now, you being back in the heyday when the team was, or the league was just at its height, do you have any suggestions maybe now to where, you having experience when it was that time, do you have any suggestions that maybe what the league could do to improve sponsorship and grow the teams?
Well, first of all, they need to go back to the two-way players. Go back and get some players that can play this game to the highest level. No disrespect to the guys that play now. If they can play, they can play. Secondly, they need to go out into the community and not just, you got to go out to all community, not just white, not just Hispanic, not black, everybody together. You got to get out there and promote that more than just on one radio station. You got to get out there and promote it all over. Like I tell everybody, I used to go in the hood. I used to go in the hood and give away tickets to the youth team, to people in the hood that can't afford to go to the game, just to see it and be like, oh, I might want to try this. I used to go out to clubs and promote the team. I might give tickets away at nightclubs or something. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
That's how people come, and people come because they came that one time. If people come to the game that one time, they'll get hooked.
Yeah.
That's the take. But you as a team or organization or the league, we got to get out there. We just can't have certain people come to the game. We got to get the middle class, the rich, the poor. You know what I'm saying? We got to go get all of them to get involved. That's what I was doing. The players you give me tickets, I used to give them away as gifts, like, a contest. Win tickets, bring your kids, bring whoever, bring your mom and dad. And next thing you turn around, they start coming back. They start buying tickets, see how much the ticket was. So we got to get back into that. We got to get back into the community.
Yeah. What do you think of the fact that they're having a third broadcast network in Televisión Deportes Univision to hit the Latin market of the States and to be in a nationwide broadcast?
Well, you need all that. They need all that. You need all that. I mean, you got, just because, Spanish people might think, soccer, football, soccer, whatever the people country, whatever, it's still the same thing. They got to understand the game. Once they understand the game, they'll watch it. But, it's, to some people, it's just going back and forth. They don't know what's going on. You have the language to explain what's going on and how the game played. People will follow it.
Yeah.
And, the game attracts so many different people on so many different levels and so many different, parts of society. I mean, if you have all this money, you could, buy an NFL ticket. You're going to get a completely different experience from the indoor game. If you maybe can't afford to go to a game, I mean, what other sport can you have your whole family get 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, and 4 tickets and get some decent seats for under $100? So, it's like, and for those maybe who don't have the opportunity to do that, it gives them an opportunity to kind of see, maybe the NFL, I never see myself playing in the NFL, but you know what? If this is my way to excel and to kind of prove myself and to to make a difference and stuff, it's good exposure to all levels of society. And, there's so many people on a local level that have no idea that their own city has an arena football team, and that's sad.
Yeah, that's very sad. Like I say, they got to promote it to different areas. Just can't just promote it in one area or you looking just for this specific type of person to come to the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't go to the country club and promote it, and then don't go to the hood club promote it.
Yeah. In all aspects of life, and make it available to everybody that breathes the oxygen and lives on this planet.
Yeah. I like that first, before I get off this phone, is really to say about the tragedy that's been going on in my state, Orlando. About the killing at the gay club and the little kid that got drowned and killed by an alligator. My prayers go out to everyone.
Yeah, ours too. Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny. I mean, everybody look at people and I don't judge anybody. I mean, straight, gay, whatever you are. I just know that I can't live for you because I have a son that's gay. My oldest son is gay, and I don't condone what he do, but I still love him because he's my child.
Yeah.
And just like those people lost their life, they were somebody's child. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard that this world, it just got out of control. It's just really sad that these people are not waking up and see a life is a life, regardless race, color, religion, or homosexual. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying, it's just sick. And I just pray that one day we wake up, all of us wake up and be like, why we let this get out of control? Why? Because we do control it. We control it. We just got to get people to understand why y'all taking life. Cancer and AIDS killing us faster than anybody else, but we still don't see that.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then you didn't know what to believe when you watched the news, because the news, the media, they have their own agenda as well in certain situations. So sometimes that story that needs to get out and the point that needs to get out to kind of get the message across, there's not focus on that. So then again, it comes back into getting into the communities where you can actually hear, where it makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. It's just sad that this world got out of control, and don't nobody understand why. But when you take prayer out of school, when you take parents to discipline their kids, now kids can call and say abuse. When you take all that out the house and all that out of school, what you expect?
Yeah.
What you expect? I mean, my parents disciplined me. They had the teachers discipline us in school. We get spanked by the teachers.
Yeah, that's how it was when I was growing up too.
You know what I'm saying? But that made us who we are. We knew better. Now a kid do something, now you can't put your hands on them, do nothing to them. And, the law is just so crazy that they seem like they want your kid to fail so they can get them, so they can put them in the system. It's just a cycle that they go through to me. It's like, okay, your child gonna be bad, we're gonna get him. Okay, with the state pay for this, we good. That's how the world go around, in a circle by money. That's all it is, about money. You know what I'm saying? When juvenile get in trouble, they got a place to put him. Okay, well, build a facility to keep him out of trouble. Build some things that keep a kid out of trouble. Give kids the opportunity to do something. Get off the street.
Yeah.
You think of some of these neighborhoods, they don't have no court or nothing they can go play or do this with because they all torn up and down in the place that they live. Don't want to redo the court but listen, man, spend money. You gotta spend money to help these kids, these young people out, man, in this world.
It's going to be more expensive overall to take that same kid and have to put him through the prison system because
but it's not their money, it's our money, remember?
Yes.
Yeah, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah, and Yeah, I know we're talking here, and it's a heartful tragedy to what happened last weekend in Orlando, and to the kid who got dragged away by the alligator a day or so afterwards. And in honor of what happened at the Pulse nightclub, I know the Orlando Predators, even though their game is away in Jacksonville, they're going to be wearing their all-home black jerseys, and the entire Arena Football League is going to have the ORL decal on their helmets, at least for this week's games and probably into the rest of the year game. And you could check out the Orlando-Jacksonville game on CBS Sports Network tomorrow night as one of the national games of the week. I think it's going to be with Cedric Bonner on that one, too, broadcasting game. So hopefully, I'm sure the AFL is going to bring some light into what happened at Pulse, too, maybe during like the halftime show or whatever. And it's just a tragedy, and maybe we can, go and buy some tickets and go to the game and just lighten up and be able to have some enjoyment in your life. And the Arena Football League does bring that part into people's lives, is bringing some enjoyment and bring family and community back together and try to, unify the fans and show like hashtag Orlando United, So, man, we definitely send our thoughts and prayers out to the people in Orlando that are going through this, and anywhere else where, there's issues going out there too. It just needs to be lightened up, and there's a lot of things that need to be done, and we still have a lot of growing to do as a American society. So but we don't want to end it on such a deep thought. No, this is the weekend, this is the Arena Football League. We want to sort of transition. We got some good games going on this weekend. We want to appreciate the time that you've taken out on your Friday evening over there in O-Town, Barry, and we thank you very much for coming on to our show.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for having me.
Yeah, and then we could do it again, and maybe we'll come across one another if you plan on going to the Arena Bowl this year, or wherever they decide to have it.
Yeah, I normally be at the arena games, depending on where they have it.
Yeah, I know. I know that a good thing this year is that they have a 1 week bye between the conference championship and then the Arena Bowl, so that gives us the fans the time to to budget and to save up and plan for the trip to wherever it may be,
and also the city to promote it.
Yeah,
because we need promotion.
Yeah, the city. That's what I'm saying. Like the Super Bowl, you give a little time, 2 weeks, a weekend in between, where people can get together and find out. But they need. It's hard because the Super Bowl already in a set state, so you already prepared to where you're going. Arena should try that. Should try different states and see, but it's just a lot of fans not in certain places.
Yeah, it's either East Coast or West Coast, and there's really nothing in between, except for maybe Cleveland, which is sort of in the middle of the state. So, but in the cost of travel nowadays is kind of high out there. So, so we want to thank you for coming out again tonight, and we had a great conversation with you, and hopefully we could do more and just keep in touch.
Yeah.
All right, y'all take care. Thanks so much.
All right, enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too.
All right,
bye-bye.
Happy Father's Day to everybody.
All right, happy Father's Day.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, well, we want to thank Barry Wagner, the All-Pro, the GOAT of the Arena Football League.
Absolutely.
For joining us on such short notice and on this Father's Day weekend.
Happy Father's Day, by the way.
And thanks again, Barry, for coming on. And also, as we said in the first part, we want to thank Gary Royall of Arizona's Ninth Man, who is enjoying a game right now on this Friday night, which you could catch on ESPN2.
Yes, well, thanks again for these great guests we had, and Barry being part of Orlando. We just want to remind everyone to tune in to the Orlando at Jacksonville game.
Yes. It'll be on tomorrow night nationally on CBS Sports Network. And Orlando will be wearing their all-black jerseys in memory of the tragedies that happened at the Pulse nightclub last weekend. And all the teams across the league will be wearing an ORL decal sticker on their helmets. So tune in. It's going to be a great action-filled weekend of arena football like it always is. And until next time, Tom and I will be here, and we'll talk to you next time on Inside the Nation podcast.